Hello, and welcome to the very first tutorial for the plugins project by Quadnix. If you are not already familiar, plugins is a very interesting and easy concept. Basically, if you wrote a web application and would like to host your application on the web, there are a lot of steps involved, each step requiring a lot of prior knowledge. Example, setting up a server, DNS, or load balancers. Needless to say, there is a lot of work required on your part to get your application up and running. Plugins, on the other hand, is quite opposite of all other hosting pro services that you use like AWS. Instead of giving developers more control over how your application is deployed, we give absolutely no control over your application infrastructure. You as a developer are just supposed to upload your code to the plugins platform, and from that point onwards, it is plugins' responsibility to run your application, keep it healthy, and monitor its performance. This tutorial is all about showing you the simplest version of plugins. In this tutorial, we will take a simple front-end application written in JavaScript and would host it on the web. Well, step 1 is to first open the Hello World README. Links are in the description below. For your convenience, we have already written a simple front-end application that you can download and use. On your right, as you can see, I have downloaded it in my demo folder. We unzip the archive and you can see the contents of .quadnix/build.yaml configuration file. This is the only file we require from you, the developer, which lists steps that plugins need to follow to build your application. Once you are there, then we can move on to step number 2, creating an account with plugins. You can log in using either your Facebook or your Google profile. Don't worry, we don't store any information about you other than your email address, of course. Next, given that you are a developer, you need to activate your developer profile with us. So just head to the profile section and enter a unique developer ID for yourself. But please take caution here because once you set your developer ID, you cannot change it. Once your developer profile is active, you will notice a dashboard section appear in the nav bar. From there, you can create a new plugin. Give it a name and an ID. Once again, please take caution that you cannot change your plugin ID once set. So far you have created an empty plugin. Now it's time to add a server to this plugin. Since we only have a simple front-end application, we only need to add one server. Upload the zip file that you downloaded before, use the appropriate server type, and set the name and version tag for your server. Your code will now build. All the steps that you mentioned in your build.yaml configuration file will execute and the output will be shown here. It takes a few seconds to back up the final binaries. At this point, you are all set. You can click on Test Plugin to launch your application. This is the exact same thing your users will see when they visit your site. If everything looks good, you can now publish your plugin to make it available to the general public. And that's it. Now anyone can use this URL to visit your application. This was easy, wasn't it? Hope you enjoyed this tutorial and please give plugins a try. With your support, we can only get better from here on. Thank you.